So we're going to start all the way down. Our ring is going to rest on our shins. I'm just going to hold the knees. Oh, my back cracked. Anybody else's crack?
Mine will, I know.
I was like, okay, must have needed that. I want you to take one of the pads, put both sets of toes on one pad. So my knees, this is called a frog. My knees are apart as wide as my frame. My heels are together. My toes are turned away. And I'm going to exhale with my legs going all the way up. And then inhale, slide them back down. And try that again. Exhale, lengthened. Inhale, back down. As my legs go up, my belly goes down. And I come back home. If you want, you can add eyes to belly and add the abdominals into that. Exhale. Inhale, the head can come back down. Zip it all the way up. Feel those inner thighs squeeze together. And you're trying to push these toes up against the ceiling tiles. I'm going to keep my head lifted as I bend my knees. You don't have to. And I press back up. Exhale. And inhale. Now this time, exhale. Hold it here. Now my left foot's going to drop out of the ring. Slide it down. Flex the foot. Bring it back up. Put it in the ring. Head up or head down. You choose. Other leg, flex the foot, slide it down, bring it back up. And I slide it down. From the core, I bring it back up. I slide it down, bring it back up. One more each leg. Inhale, 2 exhale, inhale, 2 exhale, 2 feet in, bend those knees back in, and my head comes back down. Take the feet down, take the ring up over your chest, shoulders are down. I want the ring to go towards the middle of the room, and my knees are going to go away. And I'm following the ring with my eyes, and I bring it back up, and I reverse that. I inhale as I stretch over. I exhale, bring it up. And inhale, stretch. Use your core. Exhale, back up, and one more. Inhale as I stretch. And exhale. Take the ring between the ankles and take the feet back down. Keep pressure on the ring or you'll lose it. I'm going to bring my arms straight up over my chest and my shoulders are heavy. I inhale, prepare. Exhale, draw the chin to my chest. Peel my shoulders off the mat. Press in the ring a little bit more. Engage the glutes, the abdominals, inner thighs, and start to pump the 100. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Here's 10. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 20. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Breathe into the nose. Next level, tabletop the legs, knees over hips. Inhale. Make sure you're moving from those armpit muscles. Take those arms parallel to the floor. There you go. Next level, if you want, zip them straight up to 90. Keep that ring tight. If this is still too easy, start to take those legs away from your center. Keep that ring tight. Keep that lower back heavy. Keep it moving. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Give me one more. Inhale. Exhale. Hug it in and take that head down. I'm just going to rock side to side, massaging the kidneys, and that's fine. Slide that ring out to the thighs and take the feet back down onto the floor. Arms resting to your side. I'm going to put some pressure into that ring. My abdominals will fire, and then I'm going to release. And I press into my ring, and I release. Now you can keep your head on the mat. Another option is to take the hands behind the head, elbows bent. I keep pressing into my ring. The next time I press into it, I nod my chin to my chest if you want to lift that head. And then I release. Let's exhale as we come up. We're pressing into the ring. Inhale to release. Exhale. My elbows are staying wide. I'm holding that apple under my chin. I press and return. Just 2 more, please. I'm going to exhale and inhale. This time, I'm going to keep my head up, or if your head is down, keep it there. Now draw that navel in a little deeper and take these legs to a tabletop. Tap your toes down, just the toes. Draw it back in. I'll inhale, toes down. Exhale, toes up. Inhale. I don't know about you, but my belly's starting to shake a little bit. Make sure that lower back feels safe. You never have to have your head lifted. But I will tell you, if that head is lifted, You cannot look at the ceiling. It must be shoulders off the mat, eyes to navel. 3 more. Oh, we're going faster all of a sudden. Slow it down. 2 and 1. Hold it here. Take the hands through the ring. Put the ring now with the hands. Take the feet back down and arms straight up. So now I can feel those back muscles firing to hold that ring in place. Now, anchor down that tail. Let the rib cage get heavier. Reach those arms behind you without the rib cage lifting off the mat, and then bring it back up. Here's your breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back up. Scoop. My rib cage does not lift up. My back is staying heavy. If you want this time, I'll take the ring to my thighs and nod my chin to my chest. Inhale, back stays in one position on the floor. Draw that chin to your chest. Peel those shoulder blades off the mat. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, bring it up. One more. I'll give you one more variation. I'm going to keep my head lifted, but I'll take my arms by my temples and to my thighs. You don't have to keep your head lifted, especially if you feel strain. I inhale. I exhale. Here's 3. And remember, if your head is up, your shoulders need to be off that mat, chin to chest, eyes to the belly. Last one. Now take that ring, flip, and put it around the outer thigh. So bring those legs a little closer together and put your head down. All right. So I'm going to put some pressure into the ring. So push sides of the legs, outer thigh, outer hip, and then release. I press into the ring. My navel still pushing in and release. Press against it. I also like it when I press against the sides of the ring. I feel those lower back pockets lengthening and getting a little bit of a stretch and return. I press against it and return. 2 more. Make sure that neck is relaxed, nice and long. And 1 more. Press against it and return. I'm going to take these legs again, once to a little tabletop, back is heavy, and then tap down again. And draw it in. Now, if tapping your toes gives you this arch in your back, then don't go all the way to the floor. Just hover the floor. Or if that's too far down, just you choose a couple inches away from your center. And if you need more support, draw the knees closer, feel the heaviness to your back, and then try to maintain that as you tap down. And we go for 3. I exhale up, inhale down for 2. Now hold this one in and grab onto that ring. Legs together, ring is straight up. So the knees coming way in is going to establish a nice heavy spine on the mat. Try to maintain that. If you are drawing your chin to your chest and eyes to belly, take it there now. My ring goes to a diagonal. The heel of my hands are on the pads because that's a strong point in my hand. My right knee is going to go closer towards me and my left leg will go away. I switch, I slide that knee under the ring and towards me and switch and switch and switch and switch. I'm going to take my arms behind me and then forward. Inhale, exhale. Draw it in from that core. Back stays heavy. You got it. Don't forget to breathe. We inhale to exhale. One more set. Inhale to exhale. Both knees hug in, ring on the shins. Pull the knees towards you and relax the shoulders and the neck. If you feel any neck strain, look to one direction and then look to the other. Good. Now take that ring back between the ankles. I'm going to take my hands along the outside of my legs. I'm reaching towards my ankles. You can keep your head down, or we'll draw that chin to our chest, shoulders off the mat. Now keep your arms right where they are, but slide the legs out, 2, 3, come back in. Fingertips to ankles. And we reach and hold, belly's deep, draw it back in. I lengthen out, 2, 3, and back in. Here's the breath. Inhale, 2, 3. Now I'm going to reach my arms back. You don't have to, it's harder. Hold. Now take your hands inside the ring. And now I take my legs together, legs apart, ring back between the legs. I reach out, hands go through the ring. I can lift up or behind. Take your time. Hold, 2, 3, bring it in. Reach and hold, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale. Reach long, legs together as you press out. And now keep the ring there. Put your head down and hug it in. Release your neck if you need it. All right, now back issues. I want you to take your hands, thumb and second finger, and put that underneath your seat. That will give you a little bit more protection to your lower back. If you're good to go, hand over hand behind the head. If you're going to keep your head on your mat, I would suggest you put the hands underneath your seat, especially that way, okay? I'm going to zip up these legs, belly goes deep. My heels are turned in, my toes are turned out. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, nod the chin to your chest and curl up. Keeping these legs as straight as you can. We're going to lower for 3 counts, 2 counts, 1, zip up. Inhale, 2, 3, exhale, lift. Lower, 2, 3. Now let's have a little bit of fun with this one. We're going to come up. My right leg is going to slightly go in front of the left. Now lower this way, 2, 3, and up. Do that again. Down, 2, 3. Now straighten out your circle. Let's take the left leg forward of the right a little bit, and then go down, 2, 3. So my legs are about as wide as my shoulders. 1, 2, 3, and lift back to center, and then lower, 2, 3, and lift with my legs in parallel. And last one, inhale, 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 and hug those knees in. That never gets easy. Would you say that's correct statement?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay, so we're going to take that ring still between those ankles. My hands are on my shins for leverage to lift my head up. So if you're choosing that route, inhale, prepare. Exhale, nod the chin to your chest. Once I'm up, take your hands behind your head. All right, so tabletop the legs. Take the shoulder that's furthest from me and reach it towards the leg closest towards me. And then bring it back to center. Shoulders don't touch. Twist away. Back to center. I rotate. Back to center. It's easier if those shoulders are on the mat and I was gliding, right? Oh, that's so easy. We're not taking the easy route. We're going to curl up and over. That's right. Right. And we twist. One more. Exhale. And then release the feet down. And we're going to do a little bridge. Keep the ring between the ankles and just release that lower back. Are we friends again? Woohoo! We sure are. Lower it down. I'm going to let my ring, I'm going to take my feet farther apart. My ring will fall down. I'm going to rock myself up. Bam. And I'm going to slide my butt back and reach my arms long with my ring with one pad on the floor and one pad facing the ceiling. All right, so you can't see my feet in the screen, but my feet are flexed like they're against a wall. I'm going to sit nice and tall. This should be getting easier and easier with each class sitting tall. If this doesn't feel like it's work, we're probably not sitting tall. All right, another option is to bend those knees if we still have tightness and we can't sit tall enough. All right, so an inhale, we lengthen that spine up. On the exhale, I draw my chin to my chest, and as my hands go forward, my belly button goes back, but my lower back stays where it was. Now we're not going to lean back. We're going to inhale, suck that air in as we zip up that spine. And now exhale, I'm peeling off this imaginary wall. I feel the back of my legs pressing into my mat. Pull the navel in. Never feel strain coming from your back, lifting up nice and tall, 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 including your head. Yep. Exhale, chin to chest, round until you get to the mid back, then you stop moving. And then we bring it up. Now sit nice and tall. The hand closest to me is going to come off the pad. And you're going to slide this arm behind you and then bring it back onto that pad. The other arm lifts off. We reach and we come up. As I twist, I'm spiraling taller, taller, taller. No, don't slouch when you come back around. The breath is inhale as we reach. Exhale. All I want you to do is point the toes, C-curve back. The ring's going to come a little bit with you. Then what you do is scoop deeper in that belly, press a little bit into that ring, and stack your spine back up. I'm going to point my toes as I come back. I release the pressure off that ring. My shoulders are melted. Now, before I start to come up, I'm going to press in, which means I'm pressing in. Flex your feet. Sit tall. Does that make any sense what I'm trying to get you to do? Okay, try it again. So point the toes. I scoop my belly around my back. There's no pressure on my ring. Now, while I'm still here, I can push a centimeter into my ring. From here, continue coming up, stack the spine, flex my feet. One more time. Bring it back. Shh. My toes point. I start by pressing into the ring. Inhale to stop with the exhale. Okay, take your feet inside one pad. All right, my arms are going to go around the outsides of my thighs. Remember, we never want to slouch in that lower back. I'm going to pull my heels towards me and balance without putting all that weight on my lower back. Yeah, watch the walls behind you and the couches. All right, so we're going to try to do a tabletop here. So my knees are still apart in that little frog position. Yep. I'm going to drop it back down. I'm going to take my chin to my chest. And as I bring my legs up, I'm going to scoop my belly deeper and push my feet a little bit more into that ring and then come down. So if you are not a person who usually rocks, this is a good way to be able to start working on the rock. I'm going to scoop that belly in to press these legs out. Now, I'm going to keep my feet pushing down. I'm going to take my chin to my chest. It's going to stay that way. Then I'm going to gently tip back. I rock back, butt up, butt down. I'm pushing into that ring to come up, but I'm not flinging my legs out. So keep those feet real close to you. Keep pressure on that bottom pad. I inhale back. I exhale up. So remember when I had you pressing into that belly to bring yourself back up? That's that feeling of scooping deep, belly button to spine. If you think of momentum, you won't get as much out. We rock. You want to visualize those vertebrae. And that's a good modification, staying back here, right? Just staying here and just trying to rock, right? That's another option, really tiny. Just make sure you're not jumping on that tailbone. Okay, reach those legs long. Take the ring flat on your mat. Boy, I must have gotten crazy here. My mat is completely crooked. Must have been rocking a little bit crazy. Let's fix that real quick. Moving on the carpet. All right, ring is flat. Sides of your feet are against the pads. Okay, feet are flexed up. And I want you to take your knuckle to knuckle. And pressing my knuckles together is pressing my center together. I'm going to press the back of my legs down. If your legs are straight, you are always welcome to bend your knees. I'm going to take a nice big inhale up. And on the exhale, I'm going to rotate towards me. So everyone's going to turn to face me. And exhale a little further and lengthen the arms out. Palms are turned forward. Connect it back in and unravel. That whole thing, though, you didn't want to come back like this or come back like this. I'm sitting nice and tall. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, 1, 2, I open. Knuckles together, come back around. Inhale. Exhale. Shh. Shh. Inhale. Rotate. Exhale. Reach. Knuckles together. Center. Rotate. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1. A little further. Open up. 2. Knuckle to knuckle. Inhale. Center. Exhale. 1, 2. Back to center. Inhale. Prepare. exhale. 1, 2, center, and release. Okay, come into a quadruped position and take your ring with you. All right, so we're gonna take this ring, and and if you'd rather use a ball, if you have a ball with you, that's fine too. So you're gonna put it between the inner thighs. It's not the most comfortable thing with these rings, because to have your thighs even somewhat underneath the hips, those knees, there's a lot of pressing into that ring. So I got my shoulders and my wrists in a straight line, my hips and knees in a straight line. I'm going to curl my toes under so I can see my toenail polish. I'm going to apply a little pressure into that ring. My belly is going to pull in. I'm going to see if I can lift my shins off the mat, but you got to squeeze in those armpits. Then I'm going to come back down. Press into the ring, pull the belly in, lift from the belly, legs, armpits are squeezing, come back down. That ring gets a little bit of release, a little bit. Press in, scoop that belly, squeeze the armpits. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, prepare. Press in, scoop, lift. Now, can you hold this here? And it's little pulses into that ring. In, 7, 6. Belly, inner thighs and glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. You want to do one more of those? Okay. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, belly in, press into the ring, squeeze your armpits, and little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take that ring out. I'm gonna let my knees go as wide as my mat. I'm gonna sit back. My palms will flip up. Guys, give a nice little stretch. If you want, you can flex the wrist, curl the knuckles towards your wrist to release them. Yep. Good. Okay, come back up onto quadruped position. Great job. So I'm going to take this ring. It's going to lengthen out in front of me. So I'll do the right hand. So my right arm is straight, and my left leg is going to come back. My hips are square. Crown of the head is reaching nice and long. I'm going to press into my ring, hold the leg up, draw the knee in, crunch, press it out, and then release. Press into the ring to lift your leg, draw the knee in, press it out, then you release the pressure off the ring. And it's a little pressure, okay? Arm is straight, leg is straight, lift it up, crunch it in, press it out, release the ring, release the leg. Squeeze those armpits, and release. One more. Inhale, lift, press in, exhale, press out. Now, I want you to give me one more, but I'm going to hold it in. So this is technically not really a rep. I'm going to press it up. Now draw it in. I'm going to stay in like this. And I'm going to do these little pulses. My knee's going to go out an inch, back in, and I press in to my ring. I squeeze my belly. I squeeze that armpit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit back. Release that wrist. Woo! Now remember, what keeps some of that pressure off that wrist is squeezing into your armpits, right? Okay. So we come back up in that quadruped position, and now the ring is going to be under my left hand. So I reach that arm nice and long, heel of the hands on, of course. Hips are square in a straight line. I reach the opposite leg back. Now when I press into my ring, I lift my leg. I hold that ring pressure, draw that knee in, press that leg back out, and release the pressure and release the leg. Press in, round, lengthen, and release. And again, press in. Drive that knee forward. Reach it long. Release. And again, squeeze that armpit. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Press it out and release. Now this time I lift it up. I squeeze my ring. Draw that knee in. I'm going to press out a little bit and press into the ring. Drive the knee. So it's a belly. Abdominals crunching. Bam. 7, 6, 5. Make sure that back is supported from the core. 3, 2, 1, and release. Could you feel your belly at all? Okay. Arms come behind. And that little release to the wrist. And we're going to lay all the way down onto our stomachs. Yay. Okay. Make sure you got room where you are for your legs to go all the way back and be able to lift these legs eventually. So make sure you got room. Okay. All right. So I'm going to reach my ring out in front of me. I'm going to take 2 hands on top of that top pad. My legs are sits bone width apart. If this is too high for those shoulders to be comfortable, release the ring and put your hands right under your armpits. Okay? So the crown of my head is nice and long. My belly button is pulling in. Okay? A little bit of pressure. Inhale, squeeze your seat. Squeeze your armpits. Exhale, release. And again. Inhale, squeeze those armpits, squeeze the glutes, and make sure you're lifting from the chest, not from the neck. My neck is going along for the ride with my chest. And I come back down. Just one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, and release the ring. Now make a pillow with your hands and bring the legs closer together. So they're just about a fist width apart. My navel is still pulling away from my mat. Keeping your hips and pelvis on the mat. Lift your right leg up and hold it. 3, 2, 1. Put it back down. Lift the left leg. Keep that belly pulled in. Fire that butt cheek of the leg it's lifting. Come back down. Does anybody need a modification for this? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to add on next leg. Lift. And it's my whole leg, not just my foot and shin. So I'm going to lift this leg up, hold it, flex the foot, bend the knee. Bring that leg back out, then drop it down. Whew. Other leg, lift up, pull the belly in. Flex that heel, my quad's still off the floor. Lengthen that leg and lower back down. Don't lift too high, because if you go too high, keep going. That hip's going to lift off the mat. Can you feel the hamstring contracting? Then the glute. Then down. I lift up. I curl it in. I lengthen. That was your last one. And release. Hands under the armpits and press back. How'd that go? Getting a little hot in here, huh? Yep. Okay. It's all good. Come back onto your stomach. Grab onto your ring. You're going to put it behind your back. And the pads will just rest in the palm of each hand. Now I'm going to try and let this feels good. And it took me a while to be able to get my shoulders to do this, but I let my shoulders fall to the mat and my elbows like, So be on one of the ears that you can see me. Hello. Legs now are glued together. My belly button's pulling in. Okay. No pressure on my shoulders or neck. Now, little tiny kick 3 times each foot to the butt. 1, 2, 3. Now, as my legs straighten, there's that puppet string to that ring. I'm looking down. My chest is lifted. Now I go to my other ear, bend my elbows, and kick. 1, 2, 3. Puppet string to those heels with my ring. Look down at the mat, but you're lifting as high as you can. Bend in, look towards me again, and kick. 1, 2, 3. Now reach, open the chest. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the blades. Look away, bend your arms. Kick, kick, kick. Reach, squeeze the bum. Anchor those feet down. Bend and kick. 1, 2. Keep that pelvis still. And reach. Last one. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Can you hold this one here? Can you reach towards those heels a little bit more? Can you lift the legs up into a Pilates stance? And can you give me little heel beats? Just tap your heels. Squeeze that bum. Put wrinkles in those pants. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Let go of the ring. Stretch back in child's pose. Anybody else feel that way?
Yeah.
It's like, woo. Okay. Nicely done there, ladies. Nicely done. Okay, we're going to try the exercise that I always take out. Yeah. I can't do it.
Oh, geez.
But that's okay. It just goes to show you that we should try and still work on the things that we can't do because they're probably really good for us. So it's called neck pull. So I'm going to take one of my pads, place it behind my head. My hands came to the front. My legs are about sits bone width apart and my feet are flexed. To lie back, I'm going to start with a hinge. So my neck is just being supported by my ring with my head. And here my abdominals kick in. I'm going to round. Now the first one, I'm not going to lay all the way down. I'm going to come about here. And I'm going to curl myself inside that tractor tire. Bam. I'm going to stack my spine up, 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 up like in spine stretch. I'm going to hinge back and I'm going to melt. Now I'm going to cue breath. Inhale up, exhale over. Now this kind of happens quickly. Inhale, stack, hinge, exhale. You want to go further? Go further. And here we go. Inhale to exhale. I'm curled forward. Inhale, stack, hinge, melt, exhale, exhale, exhale. And we inhale to exhale. We're not slouching though, right? We've got space here in that rib cage. Inhale up. Keep the length in the ribs. And then you're just exhaling, melting down. One more. Why not? Because we love these. Inhale to exhale. Inhale, up, up, up. Hinge. Exhale, remove the ring. We're going all the way down and hugging those knees into our chest. How was that? Wasn't too bad with the ring, right? Okay, let's do some bridges. So the arms will go straight up, heel the hands on. Legs are one fist width apart. Your heels coming underneath your knees. Shoulders are down. We're going to articulate our bridge. So what that means is we're going to peel slowly. So I'm going to take this glass of water that's on my pelvis, dump it onto my navel. My butt lifts up. That's it. And I'm going to start to peel up the rib cage. Shoulders are pushing down. Back of my head's against the mat. My belly's pulling in. Now I'm going to articulate down. Exhale. Lower your chest. Rib cage. Belly button. Tail. Seat. Someone's exercise ring just closed. All right. Bridge up. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Exhale. 5. Feel the back of the head just gently pressing into your mat as you lengthen that whole spine. Tuck the tail. Inhale. Lift. Drive through the feet. Exhale. Lower it down. So we're going to add on this time. Tuck that tail. Inhale up. But on the exhale, just stay here. Get those shoulders nice and heavy. We're going to do little marches. And if that doesn't work well for you, keep the hips still and keep both feet on the floor. Are you ready? Here we go. Right. Tap. Left. Make sure your back doesn't feel cranky doing this. Keep those hips in a straight line. And the foot that's on the mat, I push it down as I'm lifting my other leg up. You got it. One more each leg. Now hold the last one up. Good. We're going to tap the butt down on one count. Lift it up on one count. Lower. I'm going to just gently press into my ring on the up. Inhale down. Exhale up. 2 more for 6. Last one. Put that foot down. Tabletop the other foot, shoulders heavy. And here we go. Tap down, inhale, exhale, press into the ring. Make sure you're firing that glute. Keep that leg still. And 3, down, up, 2. Last one. Put that foot down, reach the ring behind you. Let the ring just rest on the palms of the hand. And then we're just going to lower down, exhale. Take your time. If you need to stop, regroup, and breathe again, that's fine. And we're going to hug these knees into our chest. Woo! So hopefully that went well. All right, take the feet back down. And I want you to take the one pad onto your right thigh. And take that leg to a tabletop. And the right arm is going to come up And you can either bend the elbow so it's hand behind your head, or you can keep it straight up, whatever you prefer. Okay, good. The other hand is going to reach long on your mat. So I'm going to press up an inch and then return. Now, if you'd rather not lift your head at all, you can drive that thigh into the ring and then release, and you're still contracting those abdominals. Makes sense? So I'm putting pressure on the ring and then coming down. Shh. Good. 3 and 2 and 1 and release. Other leg. Draw that leg to a tabletop. Arm that matches the leg will be here onto that other pad. Are we ready? Now you're either going to press against the ring with the arm and the leg, or as you press, you can crunch up, and I just slide my fingertips further along the mat. I exhale as I push, inhale to release. 3 more, good. And 2, last one, and 1, and release. I'm gonna let my knees fall apart. I'm gonna slide my heels a little further out, so I'm releasing my hip flexors. Bring the ring straight up. Now we're gonna lower the ring towards the thighs and bring it back up. If you want, you can curl the chin to your chest, bring it towards the thighs, and release. So by having my knees turned out, I'm taking my hip flexors out of the picture. More abdominals working to come up. Make sure you're not dragging your head. We always nod that chin to our chest. I'm exhaling up, inhaling down. Now, if you want more variation, you can hold this one up. My right leg will lift up and down. Again, 3, 2, and 1. Head releases. Lift it up. Exhale to lift. And the other leg, I will lift them up. It stays turned out, belly in deep. 2 more, nothing else moves. 1 more, and take the head down. Reach the arms behind you. The rib cage can release and just arch, stretch. Bring that ring back up. Draw the knees in, and we're going to rock ourselves up. Okay, we're going to go onto our sides. So everyone's head's going to go on this side. All right, so I'm going to start at the very back of my mat. And I'm going to take this ring, and I'm going to hold it out in front of my shoulder. So I can't have it this way. I need to have it right in line. The heel of my hand comes on, and my fingers reach long. I'm going to slide my legs to the top edge of my mat. I'm going to take my top kneecap and rotate to face the ceiling. If I didn't lean back, I still have my hips stacked, and my bottom rib cage is staying nice and light. I'm going to bring my leg up. Don't do anything with the ring. And as you lower, press into the ring and reach that leg all the way to the heels on top of the heel. Inhale up, lies a feather. Whoop. Now press into the ring. That's your belly working. Inhale up. And I press into the ring. I'm also feeling that armpit muscle, the serratus anterior. And I'm pushing that bottom leg down, right? Opposition. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale up. And exhale. Now lift your top leg hip height and turn the top foot to look just like your bottom foot. They're both flexed. Good. I'm going to circle forward and press into my ring. 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you feel your belly and that armpit muscle? Now reverse. Now I'm staying directly over top of that foot, and I'm brushing sand off that foot. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slide the legs back to where they're in line with the rest of your body. I'm going to press gently into my ring and lift my legs up and then down. Heel of my hand pushes down as I lift up. This should not feel yucky to any body part. If this does not feel good, you can take just your top leg and lift it hip height and lower. It's up to you. And press. I'm going to exhale as I'm lifting up. Inhaling down. One more. Hold the legs up and bring them to the top edge of your mat and place them back down and release your ring. I'm going to take my top leg, bend that knee, and put my foot down in front of the other leg. Grab behind that ankle. Foot should be flat. This is too much for that hip. Take the leg behind. Okay? I'm going to hover my bottom leg, and my heel should be slightly higher than my toes. And I'm going to lift up higher, hover. Up, belly goes in deeper, up. Turn your toes this way. So your heel should be more towards the ceiling. And release. And 1, 2, 3, hover. What's lifting that leg first? Your belly's going to activate to pull in and up, right? And that inner thigh, and I'm pushing this foot into the mat. I want you to hold this one up. We're going to make this even harder. We're going to circle. We got a lot of space to come forward, around, up. Forward, back, up. Round to come up. Round to come up. Reverse. Go back, forward, lift. Back, forward, lift. Round to come up. Last one. Hold that leg up. Put the hand back on the mat. Now don't lean back. Take this foot on top of that leg. And we're going to lift it up and down. You feel your obliques? No leaning back, no leaning back. 3, 2. Now, not to torture you, but hold that leg up. Slide this leg all the way out to that heel. Make sure you got hip over hip. Now, give me these little heel beats. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I feel like we need a stretch. I'm going to start with my quad. Believe it or not, the quads were working a lot too. So come onto your stomach. I'm going to get a pillow with my left hand. Bend your right knee. Grab behind that foot and pull the foot towards your glute. And feel like you're pressing that foot into that hand. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, I'm going to push through my left arm and left hand and just hover my head and chest up, and that brought my leg lighter on my mat. And you can even feel like you're lifting that quad almost off the mat. And then release the quad down and leg lengthens. Take the right hand as a pillow. Bend the left knee. Grab behind that foot. Pull it towards you. Keep both hips on the floor. I'm pressing my foot into my hand. Now you can push through that right arm, right hand, and feel like that leg just got a little bit lighter on the mat. Watch that neck isn't cranking up, meaning don't look out in front of you. Put that quad down and release. Stretch back into your child's pose. Stretch through the hips. Hello. Head can be heavy onto the mat. Arms can reach long. And then we'll take it to the other side. All right. Pilates is not easy. It really isn't. All right. So I start at the very back of my mat. I'm going to slide mine down just a little bit more. You can be laying all the way down onto that bottom arm, or you can prop yourself up with your elbow. So you choose. Slide the legs to the front edge. Make sure your hips are stacked. The bottom rib cage should be light. Take that ring out in front of you. And you don't have to use the ring. You can have your hand right here on the mat. Or you can use a ball, whatever you want. Yoga block. All right, heel the hand on. Fingers are reaching long. I'm going to pry my top kneecap to the ceiling. Push that bottom leg down. Light as a feather. Lift up. Now here's where I press into my ring. Squeeze my seat, inner thighs, belly. Push down that bottom leg. Reach long, long, long. And that's why I press into my ring. Inhale, exhale. 3, 2, heel on top of heel. Press that bottom leg down and work. 3, 2, 1. Lift up. Looks like a little picture frame. Everyone's head like right between that ring. Lift up, lengthen. One more. And now work, press into that ring. Now my top foot looks just like my bottom foot, and I lifted hip height. And I circle forward. 1. I press into my ring. Every time I circle, my belly is stirring that leg. 3, 2, reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift these legs up and slide them back to where they're to center and release. I'm going to press into my ring to lift my legs up and then release. The exhale is on the up. Inhale. Suck that belly in and up. Good. Press into that armpit. Love these. With control. And because I'm pressing into my ring, I should be feeling this muscle back here firing, not cranking that shoulder up, right? And my feet are stacked. 2 more. Lift. 1 more, and I'll keep them lifted. Bring them back to the front edge of the mat and drop them down. Release your ring. My top kneecap is going to turn to the ceiling. I put my foot down in front of the other leg. If that doesn't work for you, take the foot behind. Okay? Make sure you're still hip on top of hip. Neck is relaxed. My heel is slightly higher than my toes. Hover that position. Now we're going to lift up, up higher, we hover. Up, inner thigh. My belly is going in deeper, and zipping up. Like always having that pair of pants that's too tight. Yeah, keep that stomach sucked in, right? Yeah. It happens, and spring is on its way. Are we going to fit into our spring wardrobe? That's always the question. Yeah, so classes might have some intensity coming here. Just to make sure. And we lift up, up. Now 1 more. We're going to hold this up. Relax that top shoulder. Now we're going to circle towards that front leg, towards the back wall, and hold. Big circle, down, around, hold. Down, around, hold. And reverse. Round to come up. Inhale, exhale. Now hold this up. Take this foot on top. Knees turn to the ceiling. And we're going to lift up and down. Up. If you're pushing down hard with this top foot against that leg, you're creating more work. And that's fine. You want more work? 4. Sure, why not? 3. Hello, obliques. 2. Hold this one there. Now slowly slide this leg out. Squeeze your booty. Heel to heel. Make sure you got hip over hip and little heel taps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Come back onto your stomach. So instead of doing one leg at a time for our quads, this is called bow. So you guys do yoga, you know what that is. So I'm going to bend my left foot, and I don't always do this well, so don't judge me. But I do like the stretch I feel, although I don't do it well. So I cut my left hand, left knee, and my knee is a little bit wider than my hip. I reach my right hand back to my right knee. And I'm going to press my feet into my hands and use that as leverage to lift up my head and chest. And if you want, I can't do it. You can rock. I can try and rock. Yeah, you can take your head down, up, right? Yep, and just hold that. Lift. Bring the thighs back down. Release the legs, and we'll stretch back into a child's pose.
People can seriously rock in that position.
Oh, yeah, not me. If I worked on it more, I might be able to. Relax that head. Relax the shoulders. You are working so hard. Okay, back onto our seat. Whew. You have less than 10 minutes left. That's it. I wish we had more space. I'd be doing all these stretches with our ring, but we have nowhere to go. And that's okay. Let's do some teasers instead. Well, that's a good substitution. Okay, so notice that my feet aren't this close. You will never have success at a teaser. The hips are too flexed. Walk the feet a little further out, but that doesn't mean straighten the legs. If you cannot come back up when you're all the way down, don't go all the way down, okay? Reach your arms, and they're in the same diagonal as my thighs. So I'm not here, I'm here. The exhale is on the down. So I press into my ring, I tuck my tail. You choose how far you come down. To come back up, there is no momentum. So I start with drawing my chin to my chest. I pause right here. My lower back should be on that mat. Now I'm going to inhale up. See how controlled that is? That's work. That's called strength. Exhale, come back down. Good. So here, when you're laying flat, your spine's in neutral, right? So there's going to be a little space there. So I like to pause, because as soon as I lift my head, now that space is gone. I push through that lower back, and I lift up. Now, if you're ready to make this harder, legs together. I'm going to take my right leg and kick it out. But my knees are attached and my thighs are together. They're attached to each other. I roll it down, keeping my leg just like that. We draw that chin to our chest. I pause, find that lower back. Now I inhale up. And I'm reaching for my toes. And then my eyes go down my thighs to my navel. And I retrace that with my gaze. Eyes to the navel. The eyes go up the thighs to the toes. Hold here. Now while you hold this, switch the leg. Thigh to thigh, knee to knee. Press into those thighs as we exhale down. You can keep 2 feet on the mat at any time. Eyes to belly. Find that lower back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press into the ring. Get that leg a little higher so it's knee to knee, thigh to thigh. And bring it up. Inhale. I'm going to lower this leg down. I exhale down. I'm going to straighten my legs and reach the ring behind me. You deserve that. Now, if you want, I'm going to do a little side stretch. So I'm going to take my legs as wide as my mat. And I'm going to glide my ring towards the center of the room, towards my screen. And I'm going to take the leg that I'm twisting or I'm gliding away from over that front ankle. So if I'm stretching to the left side of my mat, my right ankle went over the left. I'm going to feel like someone's pulling that ankle long. I'm going to take that leg back out wide, bring my upper body center. Now I'm going to glide my ring to the right side of my mat. And I take my left ankle over. And I feel those arms are stretching even further away from my body. Don't forget to breathe, by the way. Take that leg back over. Bring the upper body back to center. Bring that ring up over your chest. Draw the chin to your chest. Reach that ring towards the wall in front of you. Peel yourself to a seated position, nice and tall. How'd that go?
Someday I'm going from here to here the way you all do it.
That's right. Remember, you've only just begun.
I know.
Okay, let's go into a plank position. All right. Let your ring go to the top edge of your mat. You'll be there when we need it. Oh my goodness. Little time left. All right. I'm going to start my quadruped position. You are more than welcome to hold this position and just activate muscles. I'm going to take one leg back. I'm going to make sure my armpit muscles are firing, my belly's pulling in, and I take the other leg back. That wasn't so painful. And I hold this here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lower down to your mat. Hold on to your ring like it's a steering wheel. So I'll move back. So you're going to hold on to the sides of your ring. Arms are straight. My arms are not on my mat, so they're reaching long. They're like beams of steel. I'm going to lift as one unit, my head, my chest, and my legs. Are we ready? Lift everything up. Hold this here. My belly button's still pulling in. I can lift up as high as I want. That's fine. I want you to swim with your legs. So keep your armpit muscles firing. Crown of the head is long. You have no room. You can reach your arms long. Yep. Okay. Bring it on the floor though. Yep. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Stretch back, child's pose. Oh, I must have moved my mat again. I'm against that. What am I doing?
I think it's just your mat.
Like, what am I doing? I'll have to watch and see. Okay, we're going to finish with a seated mermaid. So sit facing forward. And my favorite way to sit towards the end, especially, is a cross-legged. It's like, that's not cool for your knees or your hips. Get into a position that feels okay. Reach your ring out to the side. We feel stronger? All right. Heel the hands on, of course. Reach this arm straight up. My spine should have went up nice and tall with it. Now I super glue this opposite butt cheek down. And I'm going to press just a little bit down into the ring as I stretch up and over. Release the ring as I come back up. Reach. Good. And one more. I'm going to inhale. Now I want to add one more thing onto this. I'm going to do a half of one. Hold this one. I want you to rotate your torso and see. You don't have to touch the pad, but can you just reach across the room, but keep that butt cheek anchored. And then bring that arm back up and release. Other side. So close to the end. Reach long. Heel the hand on, wrist is straight. Spine went tall, right? Inhale, reach. Exhale, up. And again, inhale. Feel that butt cheek and hip pressing down as you reach up and over. Now we're going to hold this one here. Can you rotate the torso? Reach for that pad. Even if you're just hovering over it, it's fine. Bring it back up. Bring the arm back down. Release that ring. Hands right in front of you and just walk them out. Walk them out. Is that someone's back?
No.
Okay.
I'm
not even gonna ask what that noise was.
Or elbow.
Okay.
Right.
Like, oh boy. Walk it back in. Relax those shoulders. Feel like the crown of the head's reaching up longer, so you want length the whole way up. And you have made it. Exhale now, ladies. Exhale. Good job.